Hello everyone and welcome back to some Dark Souls 3 Invasion PvP action. Probably going to be one of the last videos I do on Dark Souls 3 PvP, at least for the time being, given that Dark Souls Remastered is literally right around the corner, and I'm going to be playing the shit out of that. I'm most likely going to be making videos for that as well, at least for... Who knows, I don't know if I'm going to get into the PvP or not in Dark Souls 1, but I will probably be making some videos, PvE and sort of gameplay related, just to share my thoughts on the remaster when it finally drops. So these invasions here, this was over the last couple of weeks, and it was just some invasions with no unifying theme particularly, just some invasions where I thought I played particularly well. There's always times whenever, at least whenever I'm invading, where I feel that when I lose, I will question my ability to play this game. Like if I get steamrolled by a gank squad, or even one player on his own who's just better than me, I will just end up getting quite frustrated with myself sometimes and thinking, how have I even improved at this game after 2 years of this game being out? Have I even gotten any better? But these invasions at least sort of could bring me some sort of consolation to make me think, okay, yeah, maybe I am at least sort of moderately good at this game, and I have definitely improved over the months and years. So this first invasion was with a tryhard guy here using Pontiff Knight Curves. Well, this is soul level 30, my poise guy, so automatically I am at an incredible disadvantage here, given that I've got a bloody greatsword and he is using the metaist of meta weapons, playing very reactively. But I've got one thing on my side. Well, I've got two things on my side. I've got the hand axe and I've got mix-ups, which this guy doesn't have. And you can see here and periodically throughout the fight that he's not able to deal with the mix-up potential of hand axe and greatsword. When I was doing my live stream for my victory lap, I had quite a lot of success against people that were in the past at least have been able to school me with regular builds like sword and board or just greatsword on its own, but having sort of a mix-up potential between a greatsword and sort of a quick spamming weapon, either a straight sword or the hand axe, really sort of puts people off, because this guy was pretty good. He knew all the moves. He knew to do the backflip kick, out of stun and all that stuff. Yeah, so that I had that on my thing. See there, I get him some roll catches with the one-handed greatsword, and because he doesn't know what to expect, whether he's expecting the hand axe or the greatsword, he can't react to both at the same time. So that's how I end up catching him. So yeah, sort of like I said, I'll talk about invasions and my changing attitude towards them. For the longest time, and still now, honestly, I still get annoyed and frustrated at other players who played this game with multiple people who gank, and that whole area. And for the longest time, that was sort of like, I saw that as the antithesis to everything I stood for with this game. And sometimes I still get mad now, but now I've met more people, I've talked to more people, through these videos, the community in general, rather than just me playing on my own. I've learned to sort of fucking chill out, at least somewhat, with that attitude, because it's sort of when you're playing the game on your own, it's hard to sort of remember that there's another person on the end of your Ethernet cable that you're fighting against. You don't always know what their attitude towards the current fight is. Like this group here, this is a group of 4 people co-oping together, and sort of like even now this sort of gives me conniptions a little bit with sort of like, why would you play this game with 3 people? Like you get I will tell myself they're getting nothing out of this game by playing this with 3 people. How can they play it? But it's like, that is such a wrong attitude to take. I'm like, I've played this game and I've met loads of people, and I've done co-op with loads of people, and it's sort of, when I was doing co-op with the live stream and stuff, it was okay for me, but it's not okay for these guys to do it. Like, it's sort of, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander, really. So I've sort of learned to chill out on my attitudes towards large co-op groups and stuff. I still think that if you're playing this game for the first time, or you're sort of getting into the Soul series for the first time, you'll get more out of it if you play it solo. I still think that, but like trying not to get angry at large cult groups and even gankers. Honestly, I'm gonna admit something here. Dirty little secret. GG. He still gets the point down there. You see, like in the heat of the moment, I still get angry and I still get sort of stressed out. And you know, if I'm not playing for people or in front of people, then I get really salty, even people I shouldn't do. First, before I finish my last thought, this guy is actually a viewer of mine. I'm sorry, mate, I cannot remember your name. Just off the top of my head, yeah. This isn't the first time I invaded him. The first time I invaded him, we had a little back and forth for about a minute, and then I got one shot by another Red Phantom Crystal Soul Spear. And after that, he messaged me saying, "Oh, you know, big fan of your vids," and I was well pleased with that. So he said he was in Irithyll hosting summoning randoms and blues and stuff with the dried finger, which is great. So like 2 invaders and, you know, him and 3 phantoms, and we had some really good invasions with this guy. He's really skilled using straight sword and parrying shield, and he goes across to the Pontiff Knight curved sword a little bit later. Very good player, very good player. So anyway, my thought, yes, about ganks and ganking and stuff. I have now been on the giving end of a gank now. Like, I've played with Pathfinder a number of times, and we've done invasions together, we've done co-op together, and we've ganked together. And I know this sounds like I'm coming out as some sort of I'm a closet ganker or something. I'm not a closet ganker. You know, we hosted at Pontiff, and we hosted at in the Farron Woods and stuff, and we were a dedicated. We played out a dedicated gang squad. We killed all the enemies. We summoned. We had 3 of us. There was me, him, and another guy that we met, and we ganked in the Farron Woods in Pontiff, and it was fun. I'm not going to say like all the excuses I would give myself and saying like, oh, how can this be fun for gankers? You know, it's so easy. It's like, one, yes, it is fucking easy to gank. Like, it's if the people you're ganking with know what they're doing, it is obscenely easy to gank people. Even people, it's skilled invaders, very skilled invaders. You could be fully twinked out, have the best gear. If you're a competent ganker, then it's fucking difficult. And we only lost a handful of times, and it was only from a series of unfortunate situations. I would show you some footage actually, but I purged a lot of my old videos from my PS4 hard drive now, so I can't really show you any. But yeah, but it's easy, yeah, but it was also fun. And it's not fun because like I felt powerful. Well, I did. You know, you feel power. You steamrolling people absolutely with obscenely little amount of effort. But you know, I was in chat with my friends, and we were talking and laughing and talking about Dark Souls, and you know, really enjoying ourselves. And that's sort of, I know there are gankers that are sort of obnoxious and obscene, and who are there to make sure that you have a bad time, and because they have a vendetta against, you know, invaders and stuff. But I'm guessing now, for the most part, at least for the people I've met and played with, that the people who host and who gank are just there for a good time. Yeah, you'll put yourself at an advantage when you gank, absolutely. And yes, it's easy, and yeah, it can be unpleasant to be on the receiving end of it, but for the most part is generally all in good fun. And sort of coming to realise that now, it's made me sort of appreciate sort of PvP more, really. Like this guy, for example, like I said, he was summoning randoms and summoning blues and stuff, and he had the dried finger, and he was just waiting for invaders to come into the world to fight them and stuff. And because he seemed to like the chaotic nature of the PvP, and I'm inclined to agree with him. It was just hella fucking fun. Like we had a bunch of really good fights together. And I fought, you know, multiple blues and different phantoms he was summoning in, and we'd duke it out for a while, and it was just all in good fun. So give ganking a try. Give ganking a try. It's funner than you'd expect it to be. Invasions are still my bread and butter. Believe me, I would much rather invade than to gank. But you know, hosting at Pontiff or hosting in the Farron Woods, you know, I can understand the appeal of it now. don't fucking mass unsubscribe now. I'm really sorry, but you know, you're trying to enjoy as many facets of the game as possible, and you know, twinking is a facet of this game, ganking is a facet of this game, and you know, everything in between. Try and enjoy it all. Even the bits you would originally find obscene. GG, man. Look at that. That was good invader teamwork there. Staying out of each other's way, dealing damage when we can, trying not to use overly obnoxious weapons to hit our fellow invader. So again, I instantly invaded back. He was hosting and wanted for a while, and we go and get our sweet ambush, get a one-shot kill on that poor gold. It's I mean, he summoned a lot of phantoms. He would have had 3 phantoms, but because he was summoning in randoms, he didn't have like a dedicated team or like people that he knew were competent at PvP. He was quite unlucky with some of the blues he got. Like that at least puts him at somewhat of a disadvantage against a competent invader like myself. You know, who knows how to roll catch and how not to panic roll, and you know, has a build all set out and ready to invade with. Like this one. This is probably one of my favorite. All my builds are one of my favorites, but this is one of my favorite invader builds. It's my Soul Level 60 Dark build. I've only ever done one Dark build, and this is it. But yeah, I fucking love this. Like, this guy's using a fucking Dark Hand. It's like, it's Soul Level 60, man. It's not good anymore. It really, really isn't. It was good at Soul Level 10, Soul Level 20, and Soul Level 30 probably. But now, it's shite. Like, the reason, I reckon, my theory on the reason people use the Dark Hand, still like when it gets to sort of mid to high level, when it sort of really isn't a good idea anymore. It's much like the reason people still when in Dark Souls 1 people would use the Drake Sword far beyond its usefulness, because when you get that weapon, either the Dark Sword, not the Dark Sword, the Dark Hand or the Drake Sword, like you get them really early game, and they're really, really powerful weapons, and you see lots of success in PvP and PvE with it, because it's, you know, it's got really high base damage right out the box. But as soon as you start being able to upgrade your weapons, then it really suffers from diminishing usefulness, like very, very quickly. But because people have such, you know, a strong attachment to this sword or this weapon being powerful early game, then they will keep using it past its usefulness instead of like upgrading different weapons. Like the Drake Sword, I think, if I remember correctly, had 200 base damage, completely unupgraded, for pretty minimal stat investment. But it only took like a few points into your strength or dex, and a few Titanite shards to be able to upgrade your longsword to be able to do comparable damage. But still, I was exactly the same. I used the Drake Sword well beyond its usefulness, and you know, when I got Dragon Scales, I would desperately try and upgrade the Drake Sword to try and make it, you know, keep it relevant for my playstyle. Those were the days, eh? I think then I got the Halberd. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about what build I want to do for my first remastered character, and I know I've said I want to do the Gravelord character, and I stick by that. But I'm not sure what kind of weapon setup I want. I might just go sword and board, really. I think because shields seem to be a lot more powerful in Dark Souls 1 than in 3. Your shield stability is a lot higher. Well, at least the stamina damage you take is a lot lower, from what I saw of people playing in the network test list anyway. But yeah, I'll go for a pretty bog standard build, probably a quality build. See, like I said, this guy's really good. Pontiff Sword. So you delay your R1s when he's rolling around you, because when they're rolling in a rhythmic pattern rather than reaction rolling to your swings. More often. I'm not going to say all. So that's where you put your delay in your R1. You know, be careful they don't go and backstab you, obviously, but if you put that delay in your R1, that throws off their rhythm and you'll be able to roll catch them. Oh, blue. Oh, this fucking red. He was wearing the untrue white ring. He was absolutely useless. He was just like a lamb to the slaughter. But he does kill the blue. Oh, alright, I'll give him that. Maybe my, well, the way he dies is quite unfortunate. He seems to be quite a newbie invader. Maybe he was trying to go for some trolling with the untrue white ring. It's like, it doesn't work anymore, mate. It's 2018, no one falls to the untrue white ring. So yeah, we disposed of his phantoms, his blues and stuff. So it's a case of chasing him down. I mean, the invader has got a katana, which is a very good chase down weapon, obviously. And so we'd sort of go around swinging a claymore everywhere I've gone to the straight sword and crossbow and stuff. And again, crossbow. I mean, I will sing this song until I die, but it catches everyone off guard, man. The crossbow, you can always get some really good damage when you're chasing someone down. And you know, a whiffed swing. You don't have to be good at spacing to punish with the crossbow. You don't have to, because you don't have to counter swing. You know, at the right time to, you know, interrupt their hyper armor when it's between swings or whatever. You just have to be out of the way when they've swung, and you just shoot them in the face. It's just that easy. See, red has taken off the white ring. Maybe he's alright. Maybe that he's not going to fall for it. And he gets parried. Unlucky red. try and go in to save him. Keep the host off of him. Yeah, I think it was that curve sword. What was it, recovery frames on the running attack and stuff. They're almost non-existent. So you go in, they go in for the running attack, and you try and counter swing, but they're already R1ing on you. It's the dangerous thing about that weapon. Those very low recovery frames. GG red. Unlucky, mate. Very good. When you one-on-one-ing, the turn and burns on that curved sword is very, very, very powerful. Good range as well. Very good range. I think that's why the meta moved over to the Pontiff curved sword, because they nerfed the larger curved swords like the Karthus. I think they added add longer recovery frames for a lot of the attacks, and they sort of decreased the attack frames, so there were fewer flight frames where the weapon was doing damage. Just because it was such a roll catch machine. Like, once you were in a roll catch chain, it was so difficult to get out of it. But the nerf didn't affect the Pontiff Knight curved sword and sort of that sword and the scimitar, which is why the meta sort of moved over to that. And sort of they have I think almost exactly the same moveset, you know, despite but different, you know, different weapon art and stuff. But I guess it depends what kind of build you're running, because I think the Pontiff Knight curved sword can't get infused, whereas the scimitar can. So you could run a dart build on a scimitar, whereas I think you have to have a quality one for the what you call it, Pontiff Knight. So that can be countered by turtling, really. So at a push, I'd probably say the scimitar, even though it has slightly less range. See that? Look at the almost non-existent recovery, because I hyper armored through his fucking running attack, but I still wasn't able to hit him. And so the good thing about this race, he was being good. Like, he wasn't like just camping the bonfire and stuff. He would actually come out and try and, you know, hunt me down and fight me, even if there were enemies there. And you see, he's done something really clever there, because I was using the fire witch as my backup, and he goes plunge it to try and get rid of it. I noticed that. I'm like, no, he needs to stay alive for as long as possible. So I go and try and shoo him away. See, I'm in a pretty fucked up situation here. No Estus, half health. Got no FP, can't cast Panel for Light. That clutch divine, well, not divine blessing, that clutch hidden blessing. I've used all my bloody divine blessings on this character. I don't save scum my stuff, so no divine blessings left. So got to rely on that regen, man. Oh, lucky hit. Dead. Fucking hell. And the host just popped a seed there cleverly. He saw I was using the enemies to face them down, so he just popped a seed. But fortunately, I'm able to get out of that with minimal incident. And another blue got summoned in, and unfortunately that blue will end up dying to the PvE. He's fucking useless blue. And we're on the host on his last legs here. I bled him out of Estus quite handily. Got an Estus in the pocket, about to get 2 more. So it's situations like this where I feel that the Pontiff Knight Curse was the most dangerous one. When I'm in a group, in group fights and stuff, or because things are so chaotic. GG Blue, you died off screen. Yeah, because things are so chaotic in a multi-man invasion. Like even if the guy's pretty good and he's using a quite meta setup, because of the chaos that's going on, mistakes get made more often. But it's in times like these where it's just literally just me and him. It's the situations I find the hardest. But fortunately, because he was on such low health, he only had to make 1 or 2 mistakes to be able for me to end the fight. So GG. So this was the final invasion I had with this guy, and already another invader in the world. So that means that blues had already been summoned and dispatched, one would assume. And this guy's also using the Pontiff Knight Curse, so they're having a meta off. And obviously, people of comparable skill level using the same weapon set and stuff, it's going to favour the host generally, because he'll have the higher Estus count and the 30% health increase if he's fully upgraded and tweaked out and stuff. I'm guessing probably is. Actually, probably because Pontiff Sullivan's still dead, would still be alive. So no, obviously, all right, maybe he isn't fully upgraded, but still, like at this point in the game, the host will generally have the advantage as long as he's figured out his build and put enough points into fit and stuff like that. Sorry. So what happened there? So this blue got summoned in, and I was like, right, okay, well I'll leave the red to fight the host, because he seemed pretty confident that he could take him. They're both using pretty meta setups, so I anticipated that fight was going to go on for quite a while. Them dancing around each other and trying to outpass of each other. So go over to the mace here, and then over to Night Slayer ring, try and crack that Black Knight shield. Fucking the stability on that thing, man. Even unupgraded is absolutely bonkers. And because this guy's he's being quite cagey about his turling. When I hit his shield and he rolls out, he will drop his shield to allow his stamina to recover back before he puts his shield back up again, which is the correct way to turl. And this is one of those PvE blues. So he's got the shitty eagle wooden great shield and just terrible fashion. The fashion is the most important part of any Dark Souls game, in any build you're making. You always got to have good fashion. That's why I really fucking hate the really obnoxiously large fat boy pieces of armor in this game. I never fucking use them because they're just so obscene. It's just, that's not good fashion. That's really not good fashion. Nothing goes with them. I really like the medium armor pieces. The Alva set's really good. Wolf Knight set's really stylish. Except the legs, give you skinny little teeth legs. What are their armor pieces? Elite Knight, Elite Knight. I'm not a big fan of Elite Knight set in this game. I liked it in 2. The Elite Knight set in 2 was really good. And the Lothric Knight set. The Lothric Knight chest piece was really good. Yeah, I'm still not very good at finding enough space to cast that Battlefly. It always lasts the cast speed is always slightly longer than I anticipate. Oh, sorry, Blue. GG. Don't know what he was going for there. So the red's still alive, and the blue's been quite a good turtle. He's managed to stay alive for some time. He's got some healing miracles as well, actually, which I think has been helping him out through this. And he seemed to be very good at not panic rolling when I was chasing him down. Using Wolnir's Holy Sword. Interesting weapon. I think I've only used it a couple of times. It's pretty mediocre as far as basics go. The only thing it's got going for it is the unique weapon art. Which I guess in some situations could be good to meme on people with. So it's at this point I'm like, right, okay, this blue needs to die. He needs to get the fuck out of the way so me and the meta invader can go back to chasing down the host. He's low, he's low, he's low. The host recognises that, he knows I'm going for him. Bats people away. And he's off. He's off. I'm like, no, he needs to die. I know what he's going for because he's done it already. He's gone for a healing miracle already, so I know that's what he's going to do. So I need to stay on him. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Dead. GG Blue. Pop that green blossom, man. Forgot that I should have kept the took the Night Slayer ring off. And he's disposed of the Dark Spirit. Like I said, this guy was very good, so you know, we could out meta him. So now it comes down to this. Just like before, 1v1. Except this guy's, you know, full tank of health. He's still got a lot of fight left in him. Dangerous going for the guard break there, because I know this guy was going for parries a little bit, and he was quite good at them. So I'm trying to put off his timing by going for the two-handed moveset. I was like, right, okay, I forgot. Oh yes, the two-handed moveset shit. That's why no one uses it. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea going for the great sword in this situation. But in a neutral 1v1 against someone as skilled as this, it would be very hard. It'd be very hard pressed for me to actually do anything and be able to catch him, given that it's more of a defensive weapon. The dance of the tryhards. You see, we're always getting close to hitting each other. Lots of dancing around and stuff. And damn. GG, mate. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my PvP videos over these past months and stuff. I mean, I will probably be uploading more Dark Souls content, whether it's 3 or remastered. We'll see. I'll let you guys know.